Peace and blessings. I want to answer a question that came to me. A sister sent me an email, and it was about a couple of days ago, and my partner responded to her to reach out to me through my personal email. And so this message is coming in peace and love to the sister. She tried to send me a chat. I was actually busy at the time, so I wasn't able to answer her chat, and she got a little frustrated with me, but because of the nature of her email, I understand where she's coming from, and I just want to say, sister, it's all good and it's all peace, and just know that sometimes other people are going through stuff just as you are, and forgive me for not responding to you in a quicker fashion, but I was thinking about you last night and was inspired to do this video about depression today for the questions that you had. So depression is a serious subject. It's something that is dear and close to my heart because I have dealt with depression through my life. I often say I inherited my depression from my mother, because I watched her as a young child also deal with depression. And back in those days, I don't think they really had that name for it, but there were plenty of people who were dealing with it because, we as a people have gone through quite a bit of trauma and quite a bit of struggle and suffering and pain. And these are the things which can lead to us feeling depressed. There are other causes. I have taken time to research a little bit about it. And so there are other causes. One being nutritional deficiency. If you don't have the right vitamins and minerals which help your brain to function, then it could cause you to feel sadness or feelings of depression and other negative emotions. Also abuse and neglect, going through traumatic situations, or like we in our community we say going through a bunch of drama. If you are a person who has gone through a lot of drama or dramatic and traumatic situations, it could also lead to depression. Low spiritual connection, when you really don't have that divine connection with the Most High, with that creator of all things, then of course you feel alone in this world. And so that is another situation which can be called or situated or connected to depression, that feeling of disconnect that you have when you don't communicate and have a spiritual practice that you follow. That can lead to depression as well. If you have had the past issues and don't have good ways to process and find resolution to your issues. So like for instance, when you go through relationships that break up and then you don't resolve them and you hold a lot of pain in your heart, those feelings also are like depression, or feelings like depression and other negative emotions. Also lack of love. From my own experience and in my healing process, I would attribute my mother and my own feelings of depression to be associated with feeling a lack of love, which of course was also having a lack of spiritual connection. And so it's all of these things. When we talk about love, we have to really think about and understand the fact that in this society, those of us who were raised here, and even many people all over the world, have suffered abuse and oppression on so many levels that their heart becomes either very bitter and cold or just numb and dead like. And so when you have that kind of feeling in your heart, it's very difficult for you to truly give or receive love. So even if someone is loving you, you can't feel it because your heart is too cold or bitter, and you really may be trying to love someone, but they might not feel it because your heart is so cold and bitter. So we have to really, and then of course all these ideals that we have in this society about marriage and relationships, which lead us to feel like we should have these perfect relationships, which I don't know if there are, because all the people I know have work to do. But that's a whole nother video. But really, all of these things that I mentioned, except for the genetic and hereditary, the learned behavior, I don't know if I mentioned that, but of course learned behavior is another way that we become depressed. And then the nutritional deficiency, those are things that are like outside of ourselves in a way, and they have to be dealt with in ways that are specific to those issues. So with the nutritional deficiency, there are certain herbs and vitamins. Just having a multivitamin every day, because we have to understand that the food that we're eating has a very low nutritional value. They have tampered with the food. Most of us eat a lot of fast food, junk food, and all of these things don't feed our brain. So it's going to be very difficult for your brain to function at its maximum capacity and ability if you're not feeding it what it takes for it to do that. So just having a multivitamin and other nutritional supplements can definitely help affect the mental status, how you feel and how you deal with things when they come up. Because when issues come up, you really don't have to get depressed about them. You know, that's a whole cycle that you go through. It's all in how you think about it and how you choose to deal with it. And so, you know, as you see, we're just going to go right into some ways to heal these issues.